Huntingburg will soon join the broadband revolution in DuBois County. More on that. Plus, Carrie Schneider has this week's visit with our friends at the DuBois County Humane Society, and Catherine and Dan LeBlanc discuss the upcoming Rosenvolk Medieval Festival tonight on Inform. All of that and much more is up next here on the 18 WJTS News. Hello, I'm Bradford Raths. More from Huntingburg in a moment, but we begin with tragedy. An Orange County woman is killed in a crash along State Road 56 in northeastern DuBois County. DuBois County Sheriff's deputies were called to State Road 56 east of County Road 750 East at around 3:40 yesterday afternoon. Sheriff's deputies say 71-year-old Beverly Stiles of Paoli was going eastbound on State Road 56. When she told deputies she tried to move her vehicle to the right for a combine that was going westbound on the highway. After moving her car over, she told deputies she lost control of the car before going over into a ditch on the south side of State Road 56, hitting an embankment at the end of the ditch before coming to rest. Stiles had to be extricated from her vehicle by DuBois volunteer firefighters, an effort that took more than half an hour. She was then taken by ambulance to Jasper's Memorial Hospital before being airlifted to St. Mary's Hospital in Evansville. She succumbed to her injuries at St. Mary's at 5:20 p.m. Central Time. Authorities say they are continuing to investigate the crash. The DuBois Fire Department, Memorial Hospital EMS, and the Vanderburgh County Coroner's Office all assisted sheriff's deputies. Huntingburg is the latest DuBois County community to join the broadband revolution. This morning, city officials and representatives of Perry Spencer Communications came together to announce a joint effort to bring broadband to the city. The plan, dubbed High Speed Huntingburg, will begin to take shape over the coming year. Huntingburg Mayor Denny Spinner says broadband is long overdue in the city. He says broadband access holds the key to the city's long-term success.
Today, robust and affordable internet access is a critical component of core infrastructure, along with the more traditional elements of water, sewer, power, transportation, and education. The rapid pace of technology change and globalization has forever changed this necessary infrastructure requirement for businesses and individuals and communities to stay competitive.
Now, broadband will be a new city utility in Huntingburg. PSC will be working with city utilities in the design and build out of this project, which will begin in the spring of 2016. PSC President and CEO Jim Dobby was also on hand for this morning's announcement. He says the project has been a long time coming for Huntingburg and says it's part of addressing a much bigger problem.
Access to tomorrow's network is as important as access was to the public telephone network of years past. We must do what we can to ensure all Americans have access to broadband services. I find myself in a unique position to be chairing two leading broadband associations. On a national level as chairman of the National Telecommunications and Cooperative Association, and at the state level as chairing the Indiana Broadband and Technology Association. Both are working hard at ensuring all Americans, both nationally and statewide, someday have a quality broadband connection.
Dobby says the project is expected to cost around $3 million in all based on past experience with broadband build-outs. He says the company will soon begin working with the city on design plans. The project will be an entirely private investment made by PSC in Huntingburg. There will be no subsidies from the city. Huntingburg is the second community this year to announce a major broadband project. Earlier, Jasper City officials announced a partnership with Smithville Telecom of Ellettsville for the region's first gigacity. A Jasper man who is currently serving a prison term for federal child pornography charges will also do time in state prison on local charges. During a hearing in DuBois Circuit Court yesterday, 33-year-old Curtis Head received a 9-year sentence to be served at the Indiana Department of Corrections. The sentence comes after Head pleaded guilty last month on a Class C felony for child molestation and 2 Class C felony counts for child exploitation. The local charges come from a May 2010 investigation which found that Head inappropriately touched a girl under the age of 14 and showed pornography to the girl and a young boy. Of course, Head is currently serving a 97-month sentence on 12 federal charges for receiving child pornography. Head's federal sentence was announced last summer. Then United States Attorney for the Southern District of Indiana, Joe Hogsett, called it good news for DuBois County as a whole at the time.
I think from our office's perspective that the citizens of DuBois County have a lot to be grateful for today. And I wanted to make sure to come back to Jasper to put an exclamation point on what has been a rather sordid affair for the citizens of Du Bois County, at least as it relates to the federal portion of this prosecution.
Again, the federal charges stem from an investigation that began back in 2013. Hogsett worked with Jasper Police and the Indiana Department of Homeland Security to connect to a computer on a server in Head's Northside Jasper apartment that was found to be sharing child pornography. Head was taken into federal custody on July 31st of 2013 when a federal search warrant was served at Head's apartment. That warrant found a hard drive that had thousands of photos and videos of minors engaging in sexual activity. Authorities say Head's local sentence will be served once he completes his federal prison term. And finally tonight, election season is upon us, and the Du Bois County Clerk's Office has announced early voting times for November. County Clerk Bridget Jarboe says early voting will get underway next Monday, October 12th, and will run through Monday, November 2nd, the day prior to the election. Early voting will also feature Saturday hours on both October 24th and on Halloween Saturday, October 31st. Early voting hours will be between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. Monday through Friday at the Du Bois County Courthouse with no closing for lunch. The Saturday hours will be from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. again at the courthouse. The final deadline for early voting is noon, Monday, November 2nd. Of course, Jarboe has also announced satellite voting locations and hours. Satellite locations will be set up at the Huntingburg Event Center and the Ferdinand Community Center. Hours at both locations will be from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Thursday, October 29th, and on Halloween from 8 a.m. until noon. The Huntingburg location will open on Friday, October 30th between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. However, the Ferdinand location will not have voting hours that Friday. Of course, yesterday marked the deadline to register to vote in this November's election. Jarboe once again is reminding the public that this election is a city election, thus voting is only open to residents in the cities of Jasper and Huntingburg, along with the town of Ferdinand. Voters must live within the limits of their respective community in order to cast their ballot. All right, coming up after the break, Carrie's next with our friends at the Du Bois County Humane Society, and later, more on the inaugural Rosenvolk Medieval Festival. We're back after this.